the talking drone in pursuit of a solid lead. The police friend was the man we sought, a drunken man indeed. In plot to sober, in mob was hatched, spells from Dabbuff and I were matched. Minor illusion and silent image, sound and vision. Minor illusion and silent image, sound and vision. To rent all rooms conspired. On to the 6 windows in dice and desire.
Helm, I did not forsake you. And you see Silverin is touched, is emotionally vulnerable from seeing his god. He's obviously drunk, having been drinking his sorrows and everything. It probably aided your illusion. But he's very, very much emotional by what he sees in front of him. It's not clear whether he actually believes that this is Helm or whether this is just something that he's summoned within himself. It's very unclear at this point. So what would you like to do now that you've got him wrapped with this?
We'll tell him. I'll address him using my minor illusion as the voice of Helm. Say to him, Silverin, I know you have never forsaken me, and I, for my part, have never forsaken you. But there is something you must do for me. You have always been my eyes and ears on earth. You have always been the voice of reason in Tribor, particularly when it comes to the disappearance of Mirek Histram. His brothers, Jacoby and Person, are incredibly worried about him. These 5 brave adventurers are going to find him, and you must do everything you can to help them. You are my man on the ground. You are my eyes and ears on earth. I am the helm in the sky. You are the helm on ground, on road.
He's still drunk. This hasn't sobered him up. I don't think that's how these things work. I don't think he's completely sober, but he's a bit more lucid now, at least. And but Helm, why is this important to you?
You know better than to question me. The answers you will find within you. Failing that, within one of the 5 people that are currently with you. And with that, I'd just quickly wink over to Dabbuff so that we can coordinate the disappearance of the vision.
Do we have to count to 4 and then clap? Because that doesn't end well normally.
The illusion disappears, but it's still talking for about a second afterwards.
Just line it up.
Line it up in post.
And so, are you dispelling the vision?
Yep.
Luke?
Yeah.
Is it just an instant thing, or does it sort of fade away?
He's just gonna, like when Poochie floats off into the sky when his planet needs him. So he's just gonna a static cell is just gonna shift its way up into the sky.
That's just an excellent reference. And as this 2D version of Helm sort of just...
Fuck, I'm going to have to draw it, aren't I?
Yeah.
And animate it, please.
Animate it.
That's not hard if it's just a static cell.
Yeah, fair point.
As it's moving sort of jaggedy all up into the sky, you just sort of see Silverin sort of like wistfully watching it, sort of like head moving, just jerking with it, and sort of reaches sort of out for it, it's quite a sad moment, really. This guy who's lost his faith, but certainly lost his confidence and lost who he was as a person. And eventually the vision of Helm finally disappears, or it gets out of vision for him. And after a few seconds, he just sort of lowers his gaze, and he finally sort of looks at you. And arguably the first time he's really seen you. Like, obviously you've been with him for a few minutes now, but through a drunken haze, he's not really paid you much attention. He's sort of just wanted to get back to drinking, and the words of Helm ringing in his ears, he sort of looks around to you and he says, sort of like licks his lips and, right, what, where are we going? What do you need from me?
We need to go to the 6 windows. We need to find Mirek, and as far as we're made aware, you believe that he is to be found there. There are 6 rooms to be rented in the 6 windows. We needed a 6th man. You are that 6th man. We plan to rent all the rooms. Once we have control of the residents of the 6 windows, we can investigate without fear of interrupting other patrons. All you need to do is come with us and take a room.
What's in it for me?
We're just looking absolutely incredulous at the others, as if like, what's in it for you? Well,
as you look around at the others, you see Krill is stood there, like jaw firmly dropped, looking at where this illusion once was. It's very obvious he doesn't realise that it was one of you. It was an inside thing.
Yeah.
And he is just like, what the fuck just happened? like he's got the same reaction that this fella should have, apart from Krill is stone cold sober and stupid as fuck. So he's just like, what? And then, yeah, he's totally oblivious to what you're saying because he's still just, whoa.
Krill, what's wrong? What's the matter?
Did Krill imagine this?
You sound like you've seen and heard something quite profound.
I just heard a man in the sky.
What did he say?
He told the drunk man to assist us.
And with that, I kind of just slowly turn back round and look at Silverall. Silverall? Not Silverall.
Silverall.
Is the man in the sky a friend of yours?
Who are you asking? Are you asking Silverall or are you asking Double?
I'm just addressing it at the crowd.
Silverall looks at Krill. Did you see? Did you see him?
I believe we all saw him. Who is him?
A bit of sort of very slowly, sort of like you sort of see a bit of the sort of like blood drain away from Silverall's face. As I think a moment of realization that this could have actually been a real visitation. That this was actually Helm himself here, not just, a drunken, hallucination or, something within himself speaking to himself. The fact that you all saw it as well makes him realise that perhaps this was truly Helm, and that perhaps Helm did indeed want him to be assisting you. And he turns to you and he's, that was Helm, my god, who I've followed all my life, and the fact that you saw him, that maybe he wants me to truly be involved in this scheme of yours. You say we need to go to the boarding house, turning back to Dweezil. You say we need to go to the boarding house.
Correct, to the 6 windows.
She does not like me.
I'm well aware that that Tamara is not a friend of yours, but I believe between us we can disguise you. I have the tools of my performance. I have stage makeup. We have masks. Krill, do you have anything that might be useful?
I can summon you a smoking jacket.
At the sound of a smoking jacket, he sort of snaps his head around a lot quicker than you've seen him move throughout this whole ordeal, and he sort of like raises his fingers. Yes, I wish to have a smoking jacket.
And with that, Krill just sort of snaps his fingers.
Weird bit of magic we've just homebrewed out of nowhere into this.
I mean, I'm saying I snap my fingers. You decide what happens after that.
Let's say that Silverin believes that he's wearing a smoking jacket.
Nice.
Cool. Krill's magic is the power of suggestion.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement of a smoking jacket.
What's this guy's appearance like? Like, what can we do? Does he need a shave? Do we need to give him a haircut? Is he?
He's a priest, so
give him a big fucking chest tattoo.
So he's weirdly, for someone who's very much down on his luck, he's not got like any sort of like, he's not got real like full facial hair. He seems to have kept relatively on top of those things. Definitely sort of 5 o'clock shadow. Definitely sort of like he looks rough without being like homeless rough. His clothes, he's got priestly clothes on, but they are definitely worn and torn. They've not been maintained very well. Quite dirty.
Some of us manage our facial hair with very little effort.
Unnecessarily, I would imagine. Yes. Yeah, his clothes have got a few. It's quite dirty. A few tears here and there. A few of which have been stitched up unsuccessfully. He's about, I don't know if I'd describe this, but he's probably around 40 years old. Bald head. It's the one thing he's been able to maintain. He's kept his hair off. 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's so. We'll shave him up. We'll shave him up. We will.
Pretty woman montage.
Yeah, I think so. I've got some spare clothes with me. I've got my performing costume. Perhaps we do him up as we could even, as part of my performing costume, I've got kind of face paints and things. We could do him up as like a Harlequin.
We could fashion a pillowcase into some kind of, I don't know. I'm just trying to annoy Quinch. Has he still got the pillowcase? He's got a jacket with 1,000 pockets. Also very useful.
It's got a lot of teeth as well. You could maybe fill out his mouth with extra teeth.
Just hammer a few extras in there.
Has anybody got anything else, kind of clothes-wise? We've got masks, but
I was going to say, you must have you got a disguise kit or something? Dabov, being a rogue.
I've got a disguise kit.
Okay.
Is a disguise kit reusable? It is, isn't it? It's like
a
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll use that. I mean, amongst you've probably got enough. If Quinch is indeed happy for him to wear the coat of many pockets, and Dweezil's allowing him to use his his disguise kit. Yeah. So how are you gonna do to his face? Any makeup? What you literally just giving him a shave, cleaning him up, or are you gonna sort of like mask him up?
I think we should start by tinting his eyebrows. That's the priority, isn't it? And then if we could just get him another 1.5 inches of height by putting some platforms on the bottom of his shoes, they're priorities.
Dweezil.
Yes, Quinch.
Quinch pulls Dweezil aside just briefly. Can I just check that I understand what's happening? Are we enlisting a priest to help us find kidnapped children?
Yes, you set a thief to catch a thief, Quinch.
Right, okay, I understand.
This isn't children, is it? It's actually an adult.
Yeah.
So sorry to shit on your joke there somewhat, but there you go.
Yeah,
it was very good nonetheless.
One of them's a child, isn't it?
Not in this instance. You're trying to find a missing.
We gave up on the kids.
Yeah. The kids.
So lost cause.
Yeah. They got plenty. They got time on their side.
yeah,
they're with God now.
We're looking for the
Helm.
the third Histram brother, Mirek Histram.
I thought we were sort of hoping to find everyone, but that's fine.
What's his priest name?
Silver.
Silverin.
Silverin, we need to create a false identity for you. We need you to speak in an accent and have a different name. I suggest we try Swedish.
Just roll a d20 to see if you're successful.
Wait, do I not have to roll a persuasion?
Nope. That's
Natural 20.
yes. Okay. I can do the Swedish accent, I think.
Someone think of a funny name for him. I mean a serious name for him.
What was his name earlier? Jack Sparrow. What should we make it now?
Jack Sparrow.
Where did you get Jack Sparrow from?
That's what I thought you were called.
I think he should be called Sven York.
Sven, it's fine. Sven. I mean, most of those letters are in his name as it is. That's fine. In fact, all of them are.
Sven the Swede.
Okay, so he's now got tinted eyebrows. He's now got an inch and a half on his heels. Clean shaven. Yeah, let's just go with this. Right, so he's now wearing the coat of many pockets and some, I don't know, guy liner. You sticking that on him? Or...
Yeah, let's goth him up quite a bit.
Yeah,
he's a Swedish goth. This is Sven. He's a goth from not Sweden. He's a goth from Icewind Dale.
Yeah.
He's come down south. He's a bard. He's come down visiting me. He's thinking about putting on a tour, bringing this new style of like Icewind Dale black metal bardery, bringing it to the North Sword Coast.
Yeah.
And he's just checking out the performance venues. We're looking for a place to stay. We're gonna go check out the Talking Troll and the Frog and.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's go then. I don't know how to do the accent.
It's always fun though, isn't it?
I think Sven and Sebastian should have a conversation.
I think I will log out now. Right. So you heading straight there then? You heading straight to the rooming house, the boarding house?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okie dokie. So having successfully kitted out Silverin / Sven, you head to the rooming house, which he points you in the direction. I don't know if you were aware of where it was. It's on the map. It's the very east of town. It's almost on the outskirts, outside of the main hubbub, so to speak, near the forest. And as you approach, you notice that as you get closer, you realise this property is, I believe, I think it was Kent mentioned something to you when you first moved when you first came to the town about it not being a particularly nice place, amongst all the other things that he would have been said and done that evening. And yeah, as you approach, you can see that this property is in very poor condition. It's an old wooden rooming house. You can see that it's got its name, 6 windows, clearly from the fact that it has 6 windows, pointing to the fact that there are only 6 rooms available. Yeah, you can see quite a lot of mould on the roof. You can see the occasional little hole in the side of the building. It's very, very run down. What are you doing? Just going straight up to the door?
What do you reckon, lads? Plan?
Does the door hinges on this side?
No. I would suggest that we need to keep Silverin towards the back. I would also suggest that I stay with Silverin nearer the back to kind of control him a little bit.
Are we playing it that we are? Right, I'll do this. No, I mean, are we playing this that we are a group of 6 or should we go 1 and then like a 3 and
No.
then a 2, so that we look like we're just
Like it's a lads' night out, and we're worried that the bouncers aren't going to let us into a nightclub.
exactly?
Did Krill forget his ID?
I think we can rock up as a group of 6. I think we do it that way.
We've been around town as a group already. Someone will have seen us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first? Because
I think
probably
it's
the second most talky.
Yeah.
Is this our second day here? So we're
Yes.
trying out different venues, different days. We're like TripAdvisor. If anyone asks, we're here doing like reviews of places.
Okay.
We've reviewed the shops. We've reviewed the Short Angry Man. Now we're reviewing the 6 Windows.
We're influencers.
Whee!
What?
Influence. Greg, did you say that you're going up first?
Yeah, I'll approach first, or at the start of the line, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so you approach. You see a single door, normal sized doorway. Nothing's fancy about it. It was once painted green, but you can see a lot of the paint has peeled off. There's a few patches here and there, but again, as with the rest of the property, it's just very old. The hinges are quite rusted. You've got a nice rounded door handle, and there is next to the door is like a little dangling bell that you can use to alert the inhabitants that you've arrived.
Gregamel, dingle the bell.
Okay, so Greg's gonna dingle the bell, and as he dingles the bell, he's going to push the door open.
Okie dokie. So you ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and rather than waiting for somebody to come and see to you, you start making your way into the house.
Krill retches at the lack of force used to open the door.
That's useful wretches. As you open the door, your first... Roll me a perception, actually. We haven't done any rolls tonight. Let's get a roll out there.
It's going to be a 14 overall.
14, okay. So the first thing you notice quite easily without needing the roll itself, it's quite dark in here. As I mentioned before, 6 windows, 6 rooms. That means very little other light coming in. There's a couple of, as you're opening it, you do spot a couple of candles up on the wall, or not candles, but torches up on the wall. And it's lighting it well enough, but not spectacularly. It's quite dim and grim inside. The second thing that hits you, though, is just the smell of dust and not mould, but just sort of just old. It's just been shut up for so long. There's just not been a lot of activity, and the door's not even been used that much. It's just people aren't coming and going to this establishment. As you're opening the door, having dung the bell, I think that's the word, having dingled the bell, having dunkled the bell.
They're not usually just rung.
Sorry?
They're not usually just rung.
Yeah, probably. You see, coming around the corner, you see this middle-aged woman. Hello.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, didn't know what voice I was going to use for her until just that second.
Just throw me.
Greg's down. Dweezil, dab off. Anyone else? Please.
Well, hello, you fine devil of a woman, you.
Fuck, I'm going to have to flirt with Mike. Oh, charmer indeed. Sorry, normally people, when they ring the bell, they don't really... they don't just storm in.
Well, I didn't know the procedure of the place, you see. That's the problem, I hear. We hear that you've got a slight kind of rustic charm to this lovely boarding house here, but it's not really well known outside of this town. So me and my compadres here, we have come to inspect your boardings, rent out your rooms for the evening, and perhaps leave you a good review in our book that we're writing, The Lonely Travellers.
Oh, oh, wonderful. You can see that she's quite proud of this moment. Yeah, just to give you an idea. So, like I say, she's middle-aged. She's very much. She's not fully gone grey, but she's very much like 75% of the way there. A little bit of colour still in the hair.
What do we consider middle-aged?
Going by the voice, 90.
Oh, you. She's
Let me say, from first appearances, this place is definitely getting a 5-star from me.
Fuck. I'm in for one. Right, who let Gregor go first? Right. Yeah. So she's quite well dressed. Like her appearance does not necessarily match the rest of it. She's not stunning by any means. She's not she's not wearing anything
She's like
too
Greg's
fancy.
age, isn't it? They're like.
Yeah. Oh no, she's young.
They
She's
can be
younger than-
stunning. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Old people can be beautiful.
She's younger than Greg. She's probably around 55, probably. When I say middle age, she's very much.
How old is Greg, by the way? Do we know how old Greg is?
56.
Did I say 55? I meant 35. Right. She's quite well dressed, but not fancy. She's just very proud of her appearance, I guess. And you've obviously come in. You've said all this about being influencers, so to speak, and that you're looking. Oh, that's quite wonderful. I mean, we've literally just. How many of you are there actually, out of interest?
Well, there's 6 of us in our party. We were hoping to have a room each, so we could review each of the rooms in turn and give our readers the best experience on which room to choose when they come to this boarding house.
We all have different needs, you see. I'm fucking huge, and therefore I will judge it based on this. He's got wings, which make it quite uncomfortable to lay down, but he's going to judge it based on that. These other guys have their own uniqueness.
Well, 6 of you. That's quite fortunate. We've got 6 rooms, and you're actually in luck that we're not fully booked at the moment. It's quite rare that we're not fully booked.
We're in luck that you're not at all booked, considering there's 6 of us.
Well, no. I mean, it's normally it's heaving around here. One of you, please roll me an insight check.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you realise she's absolutely fucking lying through her teeth. Well, yes. I mean, I can put you all up for the night. I don't know about tomorrow night. And she heads over and she gets a book and she's flicking through it, like sort of cursory, like looking at it as if she's trying to pretend. Oh well, yes, I could certainly house you for this evening if that's any more than that. I'm not so sure.
That's all right.
Do you take payment and exposure?
Sorry, you wish to expose yourself to me? I don't know. I'm not that way inclined, young man.
Stop trying to steal my girl.
Krill does a zipper up.
Zip up? Wow, you are.
Yeah.
You don't
You
give
are
them
quite
payment
close.
before we've taken the rooms? God, what's wrong with you?
Yes, I mean, for the one evening we'll be absolutely fine. I can't foresee us needing longer than that. But if we do, I'm sure we can facilitate something, even if it means us all going into 1 or 2 rooms.
Have we ever stayed anywhere more than one night?
Well, I guess once we've reviewed a room once, we don't need to review it a second time, do we?
Well, anyway, I can, yes, like I said, I can put you up this evening. That would be, well, I do apologise, it's quite expensive. It's going to be 42 copper pieces. We can work out a deal if that's too much for you.
I tell you what, if you throw in a couple of drinks, we'll call it the 42 copper pieces.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know what you've heard, but we do not provide food or drinks in this establishment, I'm afraid.
Sven.
Don't talk to Sven, Quinch.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, 42 is great. Yes, here we go.
Sven
Dabov just
looks around.
mumbles to himself, looks at the clipboard that he's got, and just writes down no food or drinks.
So, I'm enjoying that everyone just seems to magic items out of nowhere.
Oh, he's just writing on the back of
Smoking
his
jackets.
hand. He's just pretending it's a clipboard.
It's Vin's clipboard.
The health and safety weasel, yeah.
What I love about that is obviously this episode will come out many, many months after all the stuff we've been doing on Twitter today. So We've not talked about health and safety Vin Weasel at all until this point. It was all a joke many times ago. Sven turns round to Quinch because he's done it. Yes, dragon.
I just want to make sure that you're still feeling comfortable.
I was until you made me talk again.
Sorry. All right, shut up now.
So back to Greg and Tomara. So yes, would you like to be? Are you checking in now?
Yes, I think we're all kind of weary from our travels, you see, and I think we could all do it a good rest before we make our way out into town again. If you could just show us to our rooms, that would be very much appreciated.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dice and Desire. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. Also, go check out our Instagram and Twitter pages. The handle for both is Dice and Desire. So, until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
Welcome to Roleplay Retcon Studios, located at the nexus of all alternate universes, including the sexy vampire ones.
Ooh.
At Roleplay Retcon, we remake famously disappointing movies using comedy, hindsight, and tabletop RPGs.
Like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, but specifically not Dungeons and Dragons. We take a second pass at guilty pleasures like Batman and Robin or Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and even some controversial favorites like Twilight.
But I love those movies.
We do too, and all of the movies we do have something to love. If they didn't, there would be nothing to reimagine. At the end of each series, we compare our vision to the original films, because why the not?
I can't wait to listen to Roleplay Retcon on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get podcasts.
I'm gonna listen to it before you do.